joining us for the 10th episode of
Pharm Girls.
So what do we have planned for today?
Oh, we are going to reminisce about the fall forum.
Oh, nice. We will have some
Pharm Facts. Yeah. We asked a question on Facebook a few months ago, and we're going to share the results of that question. There were some really great answers.
There were.
Yes. Finally, we're going to share that.
Right. And of course, we have a VIP tea with us today. Wow. Yes. Katie Lewis from Pharmacy Solutions, which is a compounding pharmacy here in Lincoln.
Awesome. Yes.
Okay, so let's jump in. The Fall Forum. It was a big success again. It's a virtual event for our members. It's been virtual the last few years since COVID, and it's been great. Everyone likes it. They can stay in their comfort of their home or office or pharmacy or whatever and still join without having to travel. Yeah. We had some great speakers on Alzheimer's, burnout, overdoses in Nebraska. We had top 6 new drugs, which students presented.
Loved it.
We had award winners.
Yes.
And we had the Mortar Bowl, which is always fun.
Yes.
Trivia for everyone. People get into that.
Yeah.
And we had the pet contest.
Oh, yeah. We got to see pets. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about the Fall Forum.
Yeah, well, it was a members-only event.
Right.
And people, we had offered continuing education hours. People could hop on, hop off, when it worked for them.
Right. People love that.
Yes.
That part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we did it. We had our membership meeting and awards on Thursday night, and then Friday evening. That was super fun. We had a CE speaker, and then the Mortar Bowl, which people get so funny about competing in the Mortar Bowl. Yeah, it was great. We had a great turnout for that too. And then we did continuing education just about all day Saturday.
Right.
But we started Saturday morning off with the pet contest
and coffee.
Networking. So
which was adorable to see the pets, and some of them had their little outfits on. One of the winners had a unicorn on. Bummer, which I'm trying to remember. Was that Hartley? Harley. Harley. And then Bummer, who had his jammies on still.
So and he's so cute.
He's adorable. But we had all sorts of cute animals on there.
We did, and we had people that didn't even have animals show up to see the cute animals. So that was awesome.
Because everyone likes to see a cute animal.
Oh, yeah. How can you resist?
Doesn't, right? Yeah.
Right.
And what else? So and again, we'll do it again next year.
Yes, absolutely. Fall Forum. Everybody loved the welcome box.
Yes, the welcome box was good.
Yes.
So you get all sorts of goodies.
Yes.
For signing up and joining us. From all different companies and sponsors and.
Yeah, we had some NPA swag in there. We had a nice little journal and pen. There were pens. There was. A
tumbler and info and
a demonstrator pen. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, there was eye drops and
sunscreen.
God, I'm trying to remember what all was in there. There was a lot of stuff.
There was a lot of good freebies in there. Yes, super fun. There was Aspercream. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we might have talked about that last time on the podcast. I can't remember.
I bet we did.
There was a lot of Aspercream.
There was.
Yeah. Instead of 150, we got 1,800.
Right.
Right.
So everybody got one tube of Aspercream.
Yeah, and then we were nice and were able to donate.
Yes, thanks to Amy.
Aspercream also to people.
Thanks to Amy. But I think everybody that participated enjoyed it. Got good CE and had some fun. Did some networking. We did some networking over lunch.
Yeah.
And
we've already got some fun ideas. Next year, I think the Pharm Girls needs to host the lunch.
Yes, we do. We need to facilitate a conversation.
Pharm Girls lunch.
Mark it down.
I'm marking
We're
it down.
doing it.
I got it in my brain.
All right, we're going to do it. So that was super fun, and looking forward to it next year already.
Yeah. We'll start planning again.
Okay.
So we did a poll back in August on Facebook,
right.
And we're finally now sharing the results.
Yeah.
As you love to say, well, I must have missed that day in pharmacy school.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of stuff that they just don't teach you.
Right.
So when referring to a skill that was learned on the job,
right.
So we asked people what they learned on the job that they do every day.
Yeah.
And so here are some of the results that we got from that.
Yes. Okay. So Stephanie Price, she took this very seriously. She said the different types of PICC lines, peripheral lines, mid lines, ports, etc. So many lines. She didn't learn that in pharmacy school. She also learned on the job how to prime tubing. And she said, definitely learned how to do that on the fly. So yeah, Stephanie learned about lines.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is this Denise Pittner.
Yeah.
On the job, she learned how to count pills while dancing to George Michael with Marsha Mudine.
Can you imagine?
I cannot. You're normally so serious all the time.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine you're having fun at work.
I know. We interned together, and George Michael was really pretty big pretty big in the early 90s. So you got to have faith.
Was it and George Michael, not Wham?
Not Wham.
Yeah, not Wham.
No,
okay. We're past that at that point.
I think so. That was post Wham. Oh, goodness. So, Jeannie Shipman said that one of her first days as a tech, she got a phone call that someone said, I need a copy. And of course, she didn't know what they were talking about.
Like we need to make a photocopy.
Yeah, she said,
what? I'm not sure.
Okay, a copy of what? And evidently, the person on the other end of the line started rattling off the patient's information. And she said, oh, a transfer. Yeah, there's lots of terms you learn on the job.
Yeah, because I wouldn't call the pharmacy and say, hey, I need a copy. Can you get me a copy to my other pharmacy?
Yeah, that's what we call it.
Yeah.
That's what we call it.
Okay, so Kendra Copples.
Yeah.
She said all things insurance, which I don't know. Insurance is the most confusing thing to everybody in the world, I think.
It's true.
How they dictate all things from days supply to which drug each class is covered, and trying to explain that to doctor and patient alike.
Yeah, you don't learn that in pharmacy school. Definitely not.
I don't know how long of a course that would have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a whole year's rotation on insurance.
It's true. It's true. Jenny Minchow noted that she learned how to make a glass cleaning solution with Docusate.
I don't even, what's Docusate?
It's a stool softener.
Oh, well, who knew? Okay.
Yeah, I bet it works pretty good, though.
Interesting. They must have been out of Windex in the pharmacy. I don't know.
Yeah, quick substitution. Huh. Yeah, and then my own, I think I told you the story about how a patient brought in an empty-ish can of peas with something in the bottom and wanted to know if it was a tapeworm.
Why the pharmacist? Because you're wondering if it's a tapeworm?
They wanted me to positively identify their tapeworm. I don't know.
Okay. Well, on that same sort of note, as we've done pharmacy visits, people tell us stories all the time, about things that people just feel comfortable coming to the pharmacy and doing, I guess. I wouldn't think about it. I mean, what you do kind of with your doctors and pharmacists, sometimes you do probably get TMI. Yeah, probably TMI. Yeah. Maybe not the doctors, but I feel like pharmacists, you probably do give a little more story than you need to. But people coming in, pulling their shirts up, like this rash I have, can you tell me what I need for that? Hopefully it's just on the stomach or the arm is my hope. Right. We had someone tell us bags of hair, like someone had shaved off hair from an area
and brought it in
to see
inspection.
If it had
if it had
critters in it.
Oh,
yeah.
I
I don't know what makes you think that that's a good idea on a day. And maybe that was before Googling. I don't know. Or I feel like you can Google the picture now and maybe take care of that on your own.
Yes.
And so we know in a lot of pharmacies we go to also, it's not all just pharmacy stuff, which we are big proponents. There we go. My brain's off today.
That's right.
We're big proponents of that because we like to buy the stuff.
We love the stuff.
We love the knickknacks. I already have like a whole bag of presents from our ACE tour this summer, visiting pharmacies.
You did some shopping. That was great.
A lot of Christmas shopping. That was good. But so you have a fun story of someone who came in to buy something for some holiday baking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And asked you about that.
Yes, absolutely. So I worked at independent pharmacies and we've always carried, peppermint oil and cinnamon oil and the different flavorings that some people use, especially at holiday time, to make candy or cookies.
Right.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you and your friends ever went through the phase where you made your own cinnamon toothpicks.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think every kid goes through that.
Well, and I think we had weird, maybe we had, some weird oils my mom would put on my tooth or something, too.
Did she put clove oil?
Maybe clove oil. Yeah, we had clove oil in the cupboard.
Yeah. I have a story about that, too.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Okay, so anyway, a woman came into the pharmacy and she said that she was looking for anus oil. And I was about to show her where the preparation H was.
Right.
But,
or wondered what the problem was.
Right.
But you would need the oil for that.
Yes. And then she told me that she needed it for her cookies.
And you said those are going to taste.
I have to admit that sometimes you just get tired of correcting people.
Right.
So I just sent her away with the anise oil, but I didn't correct her pronunciation.
Right.
Because I was hoping maybe she would go home and tell everybody, try my anus cookies.
Because who at the holidays hasn't wanted to?
Who doesn't like a good anus cookie?
Anus cookie.
Absolutely.
And oddly, anise candy.
Yes.
You and I both love.
Love it.
And we found that at a small town pharmacy as we were.
We enjoy the anise candy.
Now I'm going to have to think about how I pronounce it every time.
Get it right, because there's a difference.
There's a big difference. Yeah. And definitely, I feel like don't put the anise oil anywhere near the anus. I feel like that's going to burn. Yeah, that's going to burn for sure.
I think you're right.
Oh, God. Okay, well, moving on from that. That's a hard one to move on from.
It is.
And now it's time for Pharm Facts. Okay, so you may have heard of Agatha Christie, a famous British crime novelist.
Yeah.
In the 80s, I swear there was an Agatha Christie mini-series, when they did the TV made-for-TV movie or a mini-series sort of a thing. So, yeah. I feel like there was one on every week that was an Agatha Christie story.
Probably.
For some reason. And maybe with Murder, She Wrote at the same time, they all kind of go together.
Yeah.
And recently they did Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile, which were on the big screen movies. Yeah, and they were good. I've watched them both. But first, she spent much of her career in the healthcare field.
What?
She began by working as a nurse before getting a job as an apothecary's assistant. So, as an apothecary was the predecessor of a pharmacist.
Yes.
The assistant would be what is now called a pharmacy technician.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I thought that was a good one because our VIPT today is going to be Katie. So, so with that, her husband was a pilot and gone much of the time.
Oh.
So she needed something to occupy her time.
Okay.
So, like most people, she filled it with learning so much about pharmaceuticals. It's hard for me to put down a pharmaceutical book most of the
time.
Those
references are just,
reference books.
Wow, page turners.
They are page turners for sure. But she used some of her knowledge in her novels. So that's how she knew so much about poisons and different things like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
That was
awesome. Pharma fact for the day.
I like it. it.
Okay, so events. What do we have coming up?
Nothing.
Exactly.
By the time this airs in December, Yeah, we've got a month full of meetings. December is the month of meetings. But nothing really going on for our members. We know they're busy.
Yeah.
They're getting ready for the holidays.
End of year. School.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. And right now, also flu shots, all that kind of stuff.
Boy, they're busy. People are busy.
Are getting busy.
Yeah.
So we're going to give them a break.
Yes.
Of not having to pay attention to a webinar.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. But you and Raja are going to have fun in Vegas.
Yeah, we're going to ASHP mid-year.
Yeah.
I haven't been to an ASHP meeting yet, so I'm super excited about that.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're going to talk up the fellowship experience.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
So, we're going to be in Vegas, baby.
Yeah. Watch out.
I know.
Go find them, say hi, buy them a drink.
Yes, and yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're good with that.
Yeah.
And then we also want to remind everyone, again, that it's time to renew your membership for 2023.
Yes, absolutely.
Membership dues will be increasing starting January 1.
That's right.
Just like the rest of the world, everything is costing more money nowadays. And so we haven't done that for a long time.
Yeah.
But if you renew before the end of the year, you still get the current pricing.
Right.
So
save some money.
Yeah, save some money. Get your membership renewed now. And if you renew by December 20th, you'll be automatically entered into the drawing for one of 4 $50 Amazon gift cards.
Nice.
So you still have time to enter.
Yeah.
You don't have to enter really. You just have to join.
Yep.
Or
join
your
renew.
membership.
You bet. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I want to remind everybody about the Nebraska Pharmacy Foundation's can split your stake in the Future of Pharmacy drawing.
Right.
We sell 20 tickets. At $600 a piece,
right?
Which sounds expensive, but it ends up being essentially you're entered into a drawing every month for at $50 for a chance to win 400.
Right.
And you
go back in the drawing.
Your name goes back in the bucket for the next month.
For the next month, yeah. So it's pretty good, and you can do it as a group too.
Yeah.
So if you have 6 people in your pharmacy that all want to go together, each puts $100 in, or even you can divide it up even more than that if you want to. And then everyone can split those winnings when they get them.
How fun! That would be great. That would be great.
And then it helps with getting scholarships for. Pharmacy students also at both schools. So
and the Pharmacy Foundation, they sponsored the Fall Forum speaker on wellness.
Oh yeah. So the foundation does do a lot of great things, and so the money is going to a good cause.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so we have a great VIP T with us today. I'm adding a T on the end today.
Yes.
Katie Lewis, who is the Director of Operations and Marketing, as well as a certified pharmacy technician at Pharmacy Solutions here in Lincoln. She's been with Pharmacy Solutions collectively for 9 years, you said. She's a mother of 3. She has a daughter, Jackie, who's 12, and 2 sons, John, 7, and Cade, soon to be 5, as well as wife to her husband, John. Her family loves to travel to state parks and do all the activities, camp, fish, hike, swim, and of course play, which sounds like she would have been great with your family.
Yes, we're like sisters.
Yep, right? Yeah. They also have a black lab named Cass, who goes everywhere with them, which I love that. I'm a big dog, cat, animal lover in general. And fun fact, she told us, he was named after the lake her family's cabin is on, Cass Lake, located in northern Minnesota. And Cass Lake has 4 different islands on it, which sounds weird in Nebraska. And their cabin was on Star Island, which was featured on Ripley's Believe It or Not. Again, another 80s, 90s reference today.
I love it.
Because it contains a lake within a lake. Lake Wendigo.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I never knew there was you could have a lake in a lake. I don't know how that looks.
It's just like it sounds.
Just a random.
The lake is just, you walk about a mile into the island and then you have the lake.
So do bridges connect it, or
nope? It's you have to travel by boat. So I would say in the 1940s, my great grandparents and a bunch of other Lincolnites traveled up there, and they all landed on the south shore of Star Island. And I went to school with a lot of their grandkids, their great grandkids, and so it's funny that 10 hours away, there's a bunch of Lincoln people. That are also
and you
up
still
there.
Go there now?
Yep, every summer. Yep. So it's kind of a fun reuniting place.
So all the families still probably have places up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. It is cool. It's a lot of fun.
That does sound like fun. Very cool. Well, welcome, Katie. Thank you so much for being with us today. So tell us a little bit. I'm always curious about pharmacy stories. So tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming a pharmacy technician. How did you even get interested in being a pharmacy technician?
Well, first, thank you guys for having me on too. This is quite an honor, I feel. So
she'll feel differently
when we're done.
Give me 15 minutes, huh?
Just give us a little bit of time. We'll change your mind.
Well, and I had to think back. So actually in 2007 is when I started at Walgreens. And it just was, somebody had said, hey, why don't you become a pharmacy tech? They train on the job and all that stuff. And I landed in with a group of people at the time that were just fantastic. And they had a zest for pharmacy. They loved what they did. And so it really just, my passion grew just right away from the beginning.
That's cool.
It was, it seems so long ago, but a lot of stuff is still the same, I'm sure, in retail as it was then. But just the people that I worked with, my mentor at that time, my coworkers who are now some of them pharmacists. And so it was a lot of fun. And that fast-paced environment, it's intense. And some people just aren't built for it, but I loved it. I thrived. So it was fun. Yeah.
Now, do you keep in touch with anybody from that store in particular? I mean, maybe people have moved on, or maybe they're still there.
Yeah. No, actually, none of them are there anymore.
Okay.
Some of them have retired,
Sure.
but one of them just finished her. I think she's about to get her pharmacist license, and she's down in Kansas.
Oh wow! Wow! Yeah, you never know where the wind's going to blow you.
Right. And some of them are in Omaha, and then my pharmacy manager had left that Walgreens and went to a different company. But they're all still in the world for the most part, which is really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So, when you started with Pharmacy Solutions,
yes.
When did you start? I guess when did you start with Pharmacy Solutions, and what was your first role there?
Yeah, so in 2010 is when I started, and I was hired on as a pharmacy technician, and she hired two of us at the exact same time. And at the time, it was National Pharmacy Specialties. And then we moved and changed names about 3 years later, I would say. And so that's how I started, and seeing this world in the compounding side, that just all these endless possibilities and getting to touch all these different industries in a capacity that I didn't get to on the retail side. And a lot of that came from the patient end that, we got to get to know them. It was just a little more hands-on. And personal, you know? And so it was just a completely different feel, still very fast paced. That didn't change. But the clientele was just different. And also just the possibilities for a technician. I felt like in retail, it was like you're a technician and that's it. I mean, you could go senior tech, but if I didn't want to go to pharmacy school, being a manager wasn't a possibility because you had to be a pharmacist. So in this world, that's really what happened. And that's kind of how I grew then to where I am today. Is I was very passionate. Lindell wasn't ready to grow. And so I said, well, I'm going to go finish my degree and see what else I can learn about business. And 3 years later, we ran into each other and she said, are you ready? I said, are you? She said, yep. And so
we kind of went away and then came back.
Yeah. So that's where the collectively is kind of how that came about. So she was ready, and it was my dream to become more in this world of pharmacy. And so it's been nothing but a blast ever since.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so what do you love about your job? Either, even with either your journey to becoming that, where you're at now, or even, as a technician, what did you love about that part of it? Or because are you still doing any sort of
I do
work
practice
as a technician?
a little bit when they need me. Otherwise, a lot of the time I'm out on the customer service end, which is where I've kind of found where my passion ends up lying, is just helping people, answering questions, being a problem solver, and on like the front lines. I love being in the back. There's also a lot more math in compounding than there was in the retail world, which isn't bad. But I just found that like the customer service is where I shined, and that was where my bucket was full. So that's that educating patients when they come in about supplements or just compounding in general, because they're like, I don't even know what you guys do here. Then I get to those opportunities, and that's just is what I want to do. Yeah, just let's talk.
What I love about what you all do is you're really problem solvers, because you guys are coming up with a literally a solution.
Right. Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. Good on that.
Literally a solution. If somebody can't take something orally, or if you need to get a snake to take a medication, or a cat to take a thyroid.
Figure it out. Yeah.
I just love that.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, a lot of people don't know what a compounding pharmacy is. I don't think I knew until I worked, at the NPA. Sure. But then also my doctor recently had said, we normally send people to Pharmacy Solutions. I had a hysterectomy and have breast cancer. And so there's things with all of that they're you can't take this and do that. And so we'll have to, have something compounded for you. And I was like, okay, cool. You don't really realize what it is, or that you're going to need something like that. that, you know, in sometimes specific situations.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. It definitely is a fun world. And like you said, Marcia, like we get to dabble a little bit on the vet side. So on occasion, people bring in their pets. We have had a rat come into the lobby, which I don't know if everybody was as excited about as the owner was for that particular day.
I love animals. I'm not sure about a rat.
We all come out for the puppies and the kittens,
right.
but we might wait in the lab on that one.
Right.
But
Yeah, that is awesome.
Because do you guys work with the zoo also?
We do,
okay.
The children's zoo, and the vet they have on staff there is so knowledgeable in compounding.
Wow.
And in fact, we got lucky enough, we were updating our compounding hoods in the lab that we donated one of our hoods to the zoo. So they're able to probably do a little bit of their own work there too, that they can get hands on certain medications and get their turtles and the penguins, whom are always having fungal issues.
Really?
In this
If
weather.
you live in the water, that happens.
Yeah, right? Yeah, they're moist all the time.
All the time.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
That's cool. And I think too that we know when people think of pharmacy also, sometimes you forget about all the different things that can be in a career.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many different opportunities, and you're not thinking like, oh yeah, I'm going to make some compounds for penguins. That probably isn't on your radar when you first start school.
Not even a little bit, huh, Katie?
No, and I think that's probably one of my favorite things when we do interviews is we do animal compounding, and they're it's like a whole different light goes on.
When it's
animals.
Yes. So what's your favorite thing to compound? You guys have all the toys over there.
We do have a lot of fun equipment.
Yes.
I love making trochees, which are a dissolvable, basically a capsule or a tablet that we can flavor. We can put, normally we do a lot of hormones with them. So we're throwing in your progesterone, which is super bitter, and we have to play with flavoring, testosterone, estrogens. And then they just throw it in there underneath their tongue or in their buccal cavity and let it dissolve. So, but those are fun because it's sometimes when we get to do those things, it smells like we're baking in there because you've got all these fun flavors flying around in the air. It says when we do animals, it's like triple fish.
Oh, sure.
Beef.
The penguin isn't wanting baked goods.
No,
probably,
Some of the zoo animals do like sweet, but it's like reptiles like sweet. So when we have a reptile doc in Omaha that calls all the time, and dragons like fruit punch. So your Komodo dragons.
I know. Again, who knew you were going to be compounding?
That's so fun.
Yeah, it's fun to see those patients come in and they're like, "So I'm here to get my dragons medication today." And, okay,
that's funny.
We made something just for you.
Yep. And the compounding pharmacies, also the ones that we've been in, besides Pharmacy Solutions, also, which is one of them, are all really cool. Like beautiful pharmacies. They just all just look super nice. When you go in, it's just like a fancy
laboratory.
Fancy laboratory. Yep. They always just have I don't know, they just always look nice inside of them.
I hope so, because we have to keep quite a standard for, and that's good because it is for all the safety of our patients and the employees. So it is cool that all the compounding pharmacies I've ever been into have these huge windows that you can see straight in to the lab that your medicine was made in, and you can get a really good idea of that looks up to code in there.
It looks clean.
I like
very clean. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
it's definitely cool. It's cool to take students there. And like Katie was saying, Fonji that was just here, he went and visited them also, which was a great experience for him. It's just a really cool place to go and see. So in the future, what would you like to see change for the role of a pharmacy technician? And I know that's kind of a big thing. You've been in some discussion groups with us on that also. And people do want to, which is obvious with you, that this a pharmacy technician, it is a career. It's not, I think people aren't really sure what it is sometimes, especially the public aren't really sure what a pharmacy technician does or what they're allowed to do. And I know that a lot of them want to be able to do more things in the pharmacy. So what do you see for the future?
Right.
What would you like to see?
Well, even with COVID, that brought about the injection opportunity. So I think that is so cool to be able to see the technician role grow, and it is a career. I mean, we are the same thing an RN is to an MD or an APRN. And pharmacy technician is the right hand to the pharmacist, and therefore our role is really important. And so I would love to see see some additional responsibilities be given to pharmacy technicians as the role expands. And some of that could just be simple as being able to take a prescription over the phone. We had talked, anybody could call in a prescription, but a pharmacist has to take it. The receptionist could call in a prescription,
right?
So, and that's fine, but it would be great. We are certified. We do regular CEs, and we go through training and we take tests. And so we'd love to be, I guess there's that recognition part that, we'd love to see that recognition for the technicians as part of that team. And so that I love talking supplements, but I have to draw the line, at a certain point as a technician. I can't talk. We get into heart stuff. Bye. I got to go get someone else. I can't talk about that stuff.
So even if you do know the information, you can't do that.
I got to be careful. And that is the law today. And those are some things that we get educated on as being part of these, I guess, maybe different pharmacies that I get to be involved in, like a compounding pharmacy. I have the opportunity for that education. And Lindell provides it. And so she wants us to be as knowledgeable as we can. And that's a fantastic thing for all of us employees, but we do have to be careful. And so those things would be so fun to be able to continue that conversation, because pharmacists are very available, but the technicians might even be more available.
I think that's a great point.
So it's just that as pharmacists are, that whole era of people learning how available pharmacists are, they're becoming more bogged down with questions, and I need to be educated, or doctors need educated on certain things. And so then the technicians are the next in line.
Right.
So,
And I think too, if the pharmacist also feels comfortable with you doing those things, that might be a good change. To be able to make in the future, which hopefully we are going to pass the bill next year for pharmacy technicians to be able to keep on doing immunizations or vaccinations. So that's a good step forward.
It is a good step forward. Well, and pharmacists need more help. You can't put it any differently. Pharmacists need help. We all have more work to do now than we ever have.
And we do see in so many of the pharmacies where, the pharmacists and the techs, are this group, they're a bonded pair that are working together, to help their patients out.
It's so true, because it's funny, because I even think about, I switch how I fill based on the pharmacist I'm filling for. They all have certain, their own certain quirks. And so just like with what you're saying, like we are very much a pair. I learn based on how they like to practice. And sure, like just nurses do with their mentors.
Because that's kind of thing. You learn how you're working in sync sort of with that person, and they know how, I can tell her this, she's going to know what she's doing on this part of it. Very much a team effort.
No doubt.
Lots of opportunity.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I was just thinking that too, because you said you went on to school. Was that for marketing? Is that what you went to school for, or business?
It ended up, I started out in science, and then I ended up finishing with business marketing. So a lot of it aligned fine, because, I had the science in the beginning, so that biology and which I enjoy, lab stuff, and then I grew into that educating piece, which was really fun. But
and so that's even if a pharmacy technician started out, especially younger, and then did go to college, you might be able to end up back in a pharmacy role, because you have both of those kind of skills now, which is a cool, kind of cool to think about too, going very back into the profession in a different capacity, really.
Absolutely. Good pharmacy technicians have a long list of skills.
Many hats.
Long list of skills. Absolutely. Well, Katie, thank you so much for being with us today. We're going to end with a fun little round of Would You Rather?
Yes.
Gosh.
All right. So we're going to ask Katie first, the first. And then I want to hear your answer.
Oh, and we want to hear your answer.
Okay. All right.
Perfect.
So first question. Would you rather have a personal maid or a personal chef?
Ooh, I'd probably go chef.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, easy. I don't mind cleaning, but I don't like to cook.
Not a cook.
See, I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like cooking. I'm good cooking. But cleaning, it's not a fun thing, I don't think.
Yeah. I might want to cook, but I don't want to do the dishes. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There's that
Actually,
piece.
I am better at doing the dishes, so that part I don't mind. Like in the kitchen area, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't mind cleaning the kitchen. I don't mind cooking in the kitchen. I don't mind doing the dishes.
Uh-huh.
Outside of that area, I'm like, oh boy, can someone else come in and do any of this? Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you're such a busy mom. I'm sure both jobs are actually pretty big.
But my 12-year-old's getting old enough, that we bring our plates from the table to the kitchen now. So there's some getting more benefit to the kids and them having some chores.
Right.
Yeah.
She should be able to do her laundry soon.
Yeah.
I think I had to do my laundry by, 14 maybe. I was doing my own laundry.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Especially if you wanted it done.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, if you want it done so badly.
That's right.
Get down there.
We'll show you how to do it.
If you don't have any clean socks, it's your fault.
Yeah, right?
That is true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, the next one. Would you rather stay inside during a snowstorm or go outside and build a fort? And it's November. We may have snow one day here again.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly.
I'm sure it's coming. I love to be outside. So I would
good.
go, let's build fort, or go to Mahoney and go sledding down there, toboggan runs or whatever, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So my kids are at a fun age. Yeah, so
that's true.
I can bundle them up and we could be out for a while. I don't have to worry about them not being able to tell me they're cold.
They're
Right.
frozen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How about you?
Oh, build a fort.
Really?
Yeah, if I had the right gear on, I would go out and play in the snow.
When I was a kid, I would. We would do that.
Yeah.
Now, no way. No, I'm going to stay inside with a warm drink and a blanket. Yeah.
There is
Look outside and think, oh, good, I can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And not build a fort. Yeah, for sure. No.
Oh, okay.
No fort
well, that's
building.
all right.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to stay inside and make hot
I'm
cocoa,
not a fan
right?
of the snow.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay, I got another one.
Okay.
Would you rather be 9 inches tall or 11 feet tall?
Oh my gosh.
Those are choices. Those are your choices.
Those are it, huh? Gosh, my husband always tells me I'm too short. So maybe 11 feet?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's going for that height.
I'm going to go for the height.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spread me out a little
Right.
bit.
Oh, this way. Yeah, that way. That would
I
help
would
me.
be so skinny.
That's true. I would be much thinner. We were talking about this earlier, and I would go. At first I was like, I don't know, that's weird, and then I was like 9 inches, because I've always had a fascination with like the littles, like that live under things, and you can like make a table with a spool of thread, and like have a little thumb.
Yeah, you could go
tack
anywhere.
thing. Yeah, I just feel like you can do so much. You can create all sorts of weird little things in your own little world.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
You're going with little. Okay,
Yeah,
I want to see the tops of people's heads. We've been short for so long.
I'm
right?
ready. I need a little bit of altitude.
Yeah. I wonder how, maybe the weather's better up there.
Right.
Who knows?
I'll just sit on your shoulder.
There you go. Right. Just perfect. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so next one. Would you rather have everyone you know be able to read your thoughts, or for everyone you know to have access to your internet history?
Gosh, I feel like my internet history would be cleaner. That seems a little bit less. I feel like the thoughts I would have less control over. That is a locked box in there.
Yeah,
we're the same person.
I would definitely.
We're the same person.
Yeah, internet, you're probably going to find a lot of shopping.
Yeah,
on yours too. Yeah.
Carts that have never been purchased.
Right, yeah.
Abandoned cart.
Abandoned cart. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and my thoughts, I'm pretty sure most people don't want to know my thoughts.
You know what, though? I don't have a poker face, so you pretty much know what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah,
but
that's true.
I love that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, there's sometimes when you're sitting, with someone, you're just like, oh boy, thank God they can't understand or know what I'm thinking at this moment. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, here's another one. I love this one. Would you rather sip gin with Ryan Reynolds or shoot tequila with The Rock Dwayne Johnson?
Oh, I'm going tequila with The Rock.
Tequila shots with The Rock?
Yes.
I'm going to go with tequila with The Rock, too.
Would you?
I'm not a huge tequila fan, but I feel like The Rock would be...
It just sounds funner.
So much fun. He seems super nice.
Yeah.
I want to meet Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
It's a tough decision, but I think I do like gin.
Okay.
And do you like gin?
Yeah.
And I'd pick Ryan Reynolds. A little mellow,
Yeah. Little
sippy,
Pinky
not,
up, yeah.
pinky up and
pinky up, yeah.
No, and Katie are going shots on the table.
We're on
with
the ski.
rock.
Nice.
The ski
the
thing.
shot ski.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
shot ski. Back to the winter events.
Well, there we
Yeah.
go.
Okay, if I'm outside building the fort with the rock, I'm going to go. I'll go outside.
There
right.
we go. Now
Yeah,
we know
and
the
If
magic.
he's
shot
building
ski.
the fort, I'm in.
All right.
Magic
Fair enough.
sauce. We found
There
it.
you go. Amy just needs the right motivation.
Right, I just
There you
need to be
go.
motivated to go out in the snow. Yeah.
That's perfect.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thanks so much again, Katie, for being with us today. It's been great to have you as our VIP. And it's been fun getting to know you and learning a little bit more about what you do at Pharmacy Solutions.
Well, thank you guys so much. It was fun to talk to you guys in a whole different capacity this
Yeah,
time.
I know,
So,
right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
this was fun. I enjoyed it. So, yes, anytime.
Perfect. All right. What are you doing in a month?
Yeah, right?
I'm available.
There you go. I love it. I love it.
Well, we want to thank Katie for being with us
Yes.
today, and thank you all for tuning in again to
Pharm Girls.